Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an Applebee's in Minecraft, step by step, block for block, for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, I will also show you how to make the entire inside as well. Fun fact, I'm hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you spot me, leave a comment down below. The first person to find me will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the grid. I would highly recommend recreating this grid in your world if you are planning on placing this build somewhere specific. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards and find the 9th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 7 bricks in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then extend forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place a black stained glass pane right of this brick block, followed by a green concrete. Extend up by 2, 1, 2, then right by 2, 1, 2, join down to the ground, place a black stained glass pane to the right, a brick, extend forwards, and back by 2, 1, 2, and then right by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then extend backwards by 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then simply extend all the way across the back of the build and join all the way back to the front of the build, just like this. Next, let's add some details to the walls. Begin by placing 2 smooth sandstone in this position, and then 2 black stained glass pane extending right. 1, 2. Then move all the way over to the opposite side of the build. Place a row of 1, 2, 3 smooth sandstone here, and then 2 black stained glass pane extending right. 1, 2. And then 2 more smooth sandstone. 1, 2. 2 more pane. 1, 2. And then 2 smooth sandstone. Then extending along the side of the build, we will place a sandstone, 2 glass pane, 2 sandstone, 2 glass pane, 2 sandstone, 2 glass pane, and then 2 sandstone, just like so. And then extending across the back of the build, we will place a sandstone, 2 glass pane, 2 smooth sandstone, 2 glass pane, and then it's actually easier if we just move over to this side and place 2 smooth sandstone, extending left, and then 2 glass pane. And then if you like, you can just connect both sides together with a row of sandstone. But this leads us onto this side where we will repeat what we did over there, which is single sandstone, 2 glass pane, 2 sandstone, 2 glass pane, 2 sandstone, 2 glass pane, and then a sandstone. And then if you like, we can also just place a bit of smooth sandstone everywhere else, but those are all of the windows marked out. From here, we will place an additional layer of black stained glass pane on top of every single one of our glass panes, just moving around the build. Just like so. And then on top of these, we will place 2 rows of red concrete. So this is on top of every single window. We also want to place good old regular red banners in front of our red concretes as well. Next, we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 bricks on top of all of our sandstone blocks. So this will equal the height of the windows that we've just made, and this will basically form most of the walls. Next, we are going to focus on the entrance area. So, first of all, we will just place 2 black stained glass pane left and right of this door here. And then we want to place a row of bricks just across the top of the door, 1 row forwards like this to create depth. We also have to place an additional row of 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks for the entrance area, so just extending up and across from one of the sides. We will lengthen this area, and we also want to extend backwards, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks as well, just an additional block in basically. And we will extend this all the way backwards because this will create a nice bit of depth once we actually make this entire thing, just like so. And this will be visible from certain angles, so we do just have to cover this up as well with some bricks. And now we can remove this block here, replace it with brown wool, and place an oak door in its place. I did consider a mangrove door, by the way, but for some reason oak felt right. I'm also just going to place a button next to it as well. I also want to replace underneath these glass panes with green concrete, just because it looks a bit nicer. Then we will place a smooth stone slab in this position and extend in, up, left 2, down, left, just like so. And then, above this block, leaving an entire gap, we will place a red terracotta, extend left, up, red concrete in the corner, warped fence here, warped fence gate to the right. Then we will place dark prismarine slabs here, and we will extend forwards, and then left, up, left, up, left, up, left, up, until we hit the center, which is there. It lines up with this block, the actual entrance. And then you can either extend down and join down to the side, or you can just start extending up from the opposite side. It doesn't matter which one. We can add some bricks underneath the peak here, and then we are going to extend the sides of the roof back and copy the roof onto the back portion of this entrance. And we will add the bricks underneath as well, and then extend dark prismarine front and back, just like this, and then prismarine slabs covering all of this up, just like so. And that will give us this. Next up, we are going to place either bricks or smooth sandstone along the top of the walls. It's a very, very small distinction, but basically, if you place bricks, it will be visible from the top of the build. As after we have placed the bricks, we will place upside down smooth sandstone stairs all the way around this, and then ultimately we will fill the top in with smooth sandstone. So if we have bricks, you will basically see where like the actual ceiling / roof begins, and you may not like the contrast, whereas I actually quite like it. So from here, we are just going to fill the very top of the build in with smooth sandstone, and you may just prefer the entire top of the build to be one flat colour, aka the sand colour, but I like the bricks, so it's up to you, whichever one you want to do. and where necessary we can just shave off these brick blocks, and we do also just want to fill in underneath the entrance as well. So, you know, just this little bit, I'm just actually just going to fill it in right now. Perfect. Next up, we are going to head down in front of the build and remove one row from in front of the walls on the left and right side of the entrance. We can then add some pods all in here, and then we will add azaleas every other block. So same thing on this side as well. I like to start the azalea here at the edge of the build and then place the azalea every other block. We are then going to remove these blocks here. So these basically just lead to the actual entrance. So like this. And I'm just going to fill this area in with stone. But I'm also just going to chunk out a few blocks and add a little bit of andesite. Just like this, just to rough it up a little bit. And 3 rows to the right of this. 1, 2, 3. We want to remove all of this, extending back. And then remove 2 blocks extending across and replace all of this with smooth stone. And then do the exact same thing on this opposite side. So 1, 2, 3, all the way back here. And then 1, 2, extending off to the side, which leaves these areas here. And on this left side, we basically just have one car parking space, which is made by placing a row of smooth stone extending down the left side here, with some cyan terracotta along the inside, yellow carpet across the top. And then this right side here, let's just start off by removing all of these blocks here. We will add a row of smooth stone on the right side. We will split this area in half with some white concrete, and then we will fill these gaps in with cyan terracotta. Then stick yellow carpet across the top, just like so. And this is looking very clean. Now, this does leave us with a little conundrum, which is, where do we place the Applebee's sign, if you even want to make one anyway? But before we tackle that problem, let's make the sign itself. Throw down a loom, open it up, white banner in there with some black dye. We have to make the letter A. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, and then Fess. Next is P, which is Pale Sinister, white dye in there, per Fess inverted, black dye in there, Fess, Pale Dexter, and then Chief. Next is L, which is Pale Dexter, Base. Next is E. This is Pale Dexter, Chief, Fess, Base. Next is B, which is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, Fess, and Base. And then lastly is S. So Chief, Base, and Bend. And if you like the apostrophe as well, we'll see if we need it, which is just the Chief Sinister Canton. But basically, we can take all of these banners and apply them somewhere. So if you wanted to, for instance, you could put them up here. So A, P, P, L, E, B, E, E, and then S. You could even add the apostrophe as well, although that would require you shifting things over one. And it actually fits perfectly up there, so if you do want to write Applebee's just across the top there, that's fine. Alternatively, I do have another solution for you, but you might not like it. So we would make the sign right here, which means we have to like cover up those plants, and then we can apply the same sign there. That's my personal preference. I would have liked it above the entrance, but it doesn't fit. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. Step 1, we have to divide this giant room up. to begin, we will place a brick block right of just next to this window. Leave a gap of 1. Place another 1, 2 bricks. Then in front of this, place 1, 2, 3 strip spruce wood. And then extend the wood to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then extend into, place a brick, and then right 2, and then just leave that as a gap. So next we will just stack up and extend the bricks. That's confusing. Okay, we will stack smooth sandstone on top of the bricks, but we do also have to extend the bricks across as well. So we have to do both kind of simultaneously. And then we will place a layer of bricks across the top of these rows, which will form doorways. And we will also just extend all the way up to the ceiling, just like this. Then, before we do anything else, I do just want to remove all of the grass from inside this part of the building. So we can remove it underneath the doorways as well, but the rooms that the doorways lead to will be a different floor material than the actual main bar area, so... So this entire main area, almost the main area, is going to be brown wool. So that's the flooring material of choice. Although, and we should probably add it now before we get too far, we do want to place some brown mushroom block all the way around the actual bar area and maybe just inside as well. So... just like so. And then we can continue placing all of our brown wool. I could just see a scenario in which we just placed all of the brown wool and then I remembered to place the mushroom afterwards, and then we would have had to destroy it, and then everybody would be furiously mad. Perfect. Well, next, we are going to extend the 2 spruce woods that join to the wall. We'll extend them up by 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, just like so. We will then place red concrete on top of them, join them together across the top, and then extend the red concrete forwards so that it matches the length of the spruce below, just like this. And then next, we will remove these 2 blocks in the wall, replace them with light grey concrete, place light grey concrete to the right, place stripped spruce wood along the bottom here. We will then place a brewing stand here, lever here, item frame here, cocoa beans here, and then a sign, which, I mean, you can literally just write anything in here. You could write coffee with a price or just leave it kind of ambiguous like this. A couple of oak shelves here. Painting here, that's actually the one that I wanted for once. Next, I would recommend filling the shelves up with a variety of potions, which sounds hypocritical because I am just using the one, but I like inventory space, guys. After that, we will place a flip down spruce trapdoor here, polished blackstone stair here. We will add some seating by placing a polished blackstone wall here, 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 and here, with red carpet on top of each of the walls, with a flower pot here, item frame here, a sea pickle here, and, well, that's looking pretty good. So next we are going to add some TVs. The way that I'm going to do it is by adding black concrete at the back here, and then extending these 2 blocks on the right forward, so we kind of get this effect, and I'm going to do the same but opposite on this side. So just like this, and then we can grab paintings, and you can have like a collage of paintings if you like. So you could have like something like this with something like this, or you could have like just any variety of paintings will do just fine. Next, let's turn our attention over to the opposite side here, where we will place 2 1, 2, strip spruce wood here, with an oak stairs in front, spruce fence in front of that, red carpet on top, oak stairs here, then 2, strip spruce wood here, then 2 light grey concrete here, polished blackstone stair, item frame, paper, and then to the right of this, 2, strip spruce wood, oak stair, spruce fence, red carpet, oak stair, 2, strip spruce wood, like this. Then we will leave a gap of 2, and then do pretty much the same thing, but double, basically. So 2 rows of strip spruce, and then 2 stairs, 2 fence, 2 carpet. You guys get the idea, and we will just repeat this again. So we don't want the light grey concrete and the stairs and what have you, but we do want everything else. That is perfect. Next, we will add some more seating. So leave a gap of 2 from these stairs, 1, 2, and then place an oak stair, gap, oak stair, spruce fence in front, red carpet on top, oak stairs on the opposite side. Leave a gap of 1, and then place 1, 2, 3 rows, or rather 2 rows of free grass, or 3 rows of 2. It's confusing to think about for some reason, which we will clad with spruce trapdoors. And then stick some leaves on top of this, or your favourite plants. I like the leaves, actually. It's quite a nice density. Then we will leave a gap of 1 in front of this, and we will have an oak stair here and here, with spruce fence in front, and some red carpet on top of the fence. And then at the back, we will place a brick here next to this booth with smooth sandstone on top, and then bricks leading to the ceiling. Leave a gap of 2, and then do the same thing. So bricks, smooth sandstone, bricks, gap of 2, bricks, smooth sandstone, bricks, which will give us this. Next, we will place some light grey concrete here, and 2 rows of it up at the top, with brewing stands here, and levers here. We will then place a cauldron here, spruce trapdoor here, I'd leave it flipped on, with a brick here, flower pot here, polished granite slabs here, flower pots here, and then a painting up at the top. Alternatively, by the way, you can have grey concrete for the back here because it contrasts really nicely, but the problem is, other than the fact that we have to replace some of these blocks, the problem is that you can see it from the outside. So these are like the minimum blocks here. It does look a lot better, but then if we move around to the back, we end up with this situation. So you kind of either accept that and like even the grey concrete out a little bit across the back, which honestly, it doesn't look too bad, or alternatively, I don't particularly like, to be honest. Like, I feel as though that I might prefer to have something like this, or just like this in the middle of the wall. Like, we could even extend it down and up as well. And for some reason, I don't know why, that bothers me less. Or of course, you can just keep it like that, which ultimately does look better. But I want this. Next, we are going to add some lights, the first of which is here. So the position for this is in between these 2 chairs, like so, chain from the ceiling, lantern dangles down from it, mangrove signs all the way around, and this is the position of the first light. So adding this makes it super simple to add the rest of them. So there's going to be 1 to the right of this. We leave a gap of 2 and then do the same thing. We need to leave a gap of 2 just so that we can place all of the mangrove signs. I actually wish that we could have them a little bit closer. Although this is probably the best distance anyway. So we're adding 1 to the right, and then we will add 1 to the left as well. So we're going to have a set of 3 lights in a row. So this looks pretty good in my opinion, and we can add another set of these. So to find the position for this, it's a little bit different. We want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4. This 5th row here, we will add another set, and we can preemptively add the chains. And the reason that we have placed them here is because this perfectly centers them kind of like in the middle-ish of this area, and like a perfect distance away from each other, if that kind of makes sense. So if we take a look, there we go. And I don't think that we need any more than that. You could conceivably add another row just over to the left, but I like that. Next up, let's make the bathroom. So this is the room closest towards the front of the build, and we're just going to remove the floor area. And I've just realized, you know what? Okay. We're going to remove all of this floor, just like this. And then we actually have to separate this giant space here. So to divide this space, we start at the front of the build and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is where we are going to separate. So 2 rows of bricks, row of smooth sandstone, and then just bricks extending all the way up, just like this. So from here, we can just replace the floor with a checkered pattern. So this is black and white concrete, just like so. Classic bathroom. Cauldron here, oak trapdoor here, a couple of rows of stripped spruce wood here with spruce slabs on top. Spruce door here. In this corner, 2 light grey concrete. Lever against the wall. We will then throw down loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with white dye, and apply a bend pattern and a gradient pattern, any one of them. Put black dye in there, apply the bordure pattern, stick this on the wall. Item frame here, flower pot here, pale oak stair here, pale oak sign here. We will then place a stone button here, and that concludes the bathroom. So now we will move over to the kitchen area, where we first of all have to make the floor. So we'll remove this block, and we are going to use another checkered pattern, but this time it is terracotta and light grey terracotta. So this I almost use for the actual main floor because for some reason, I don't know why I love this, but I do. Like it hits the vibe in here for some reason. Well, in the kitchen we will place 2 block of iron here in this position with stone buttons in front of them. Light grey concrete here, cauldron here, light grey concrete here, then lever here, a couple of stone brick wall extending down to the lever, and then 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete here, black concrete here, then item frame here, glass pane here, stone pressure plate on top, chisel bookshelf, bookshelf on top, scaffolding in this corner, cauldron here, flipped up oak trapdoor here, and then cover these light grey concretes up with some pale oak shelves. And this is the kitchen. Very bare bones, but very satisfying kitchen for some reason. If you like, you can just add some random things about, so like you can add cake, and you can kind of like add some things like sprawled across these like concretes, but honestly I really liked it how it was, and you can just add various implements to not the rail, but okay, we're going to keep it up there so I don't destroy the shelf, but you can add various implements to these shelves, and you can either leave it, again, I actually prefer it, I might leave that rail, but I actually prefer it just nice and plain in here. And then we can of course just stick a door here, and a door here, and originally I did have some TVs on the wall, like over here, but as I'm looking at it, I think I prefer seeing the red. What we could do is add the banners on the inside, which creates a little bit more intrigue. I think that's all of them. And again, you know, those banners might even be too much. Last thing, guys, decorated pots here and here with flower pots inside of them. Ferns inside of those, and then let's just clean up above the entrance here. So just a couple of rows of bricks, and that's, although if you wanted to make it a bit cozier, you could extend the bricks across the top, and then it just feels cozy as you walk, and it feels better. I don't know how to describe it. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. With those final details added, we have officially completed Applebee's. However, this video is not over. We must now add Applebee's into our city. I'm looking around, and I don't have anywhere that immediately comes to mind. Prime candidates include the new suburban suburbs, or even the retail park, but it's kinda, I don't really want to expand it right now. So unfortunately, for the time being, I think that we are just going to place it into storage. It is unfortunate placing a brand new build into storage, but sometimes the right part of the city isn't available yet. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.